Hey everyone, it's Ty the TV Guy here, back with a special video that contains a bold opinion. BoJack Horseman is the best character in all of television. If you haven't seen this masterpiece Netflix original series, you're missing out on one of the most authentic, entertaining, and creative shows that there is. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, and yes, it certainly makes you think. It is a true tragic comedy if there ever was one. In this video, I will make my case for BoJack as the greatest television character, explaining why he is a truly poetic and unreplicable character. In the crowded landscape of television filled with anti-heroes, flawed protagonists, and iconic personalities, one character rises above the rest in complexity, depth, and emotional resonance: BoJack Horseman. The titular character of Netflix's BoJack Horseman is not just an animated horse, he is a devastatingly honest mirror of human fragility, ego, and hope. What makes BoJack the greatest fictional television character isn't just his flaws or his humor, it's the profound journey he undergoes, the realism embedded in his struggle, and the show's refusal to let him off easy. BoJack is the best fictional TV character because he represents a bold exploration of identity, accountability, and the messy pursuit of redemption. So first, BoJack is a deeply human character in a surreal world. Despite being a talking horse in a world filled with animal-people hybrids, BoJack is more human than many live-action characters. He is a former sitcom star grappling with irrelevance, addiction, depression, and the weight of past mistakes. His pain is raw, and his attempts to mask it with sarcasm, alcohol, and fame are painfully relatable. The absurdity of the show's world only sharpens the realism of BoJack's emotional landscape. Where many shows simplify mental health or wrap trauma in redemption arcs, BoJack Horseman gives its main character room to be self-destructive, selfish, and vulnerable, all without losing audience empathy. This is the start to the formula that makes this character so fascinating. Next, he is an anti-hero done right. Television is full of anti-heroes. Walter White, Tony Soprano, and many, many more, and they're all great. But BoJack is different. He doesn't build empires or manipulate with criminal brilliance. He sabotages relationships, ruins opportunities, and numbs his guilt with substances. Unlike many anti-heroes who are glorified or excused, BoJack is held accountable. The show forces him, and us, to confront the consequences of his actions. Whether it's his betrayal of Herb Gazaz, his treatment of Sarah Lynn, or his toxic relationships with Diane and Princess Carolyn, BoJack's actions are never painted as heroic. He is fascinating because he walks the line between being someone we want to root for and someone we recognize as dangerous. This distinction is hard to make throughout much of the show, and though it was clear to me from the start that BoJack was in pain and had these self-destructive tendencies, it was only with time that I realized as a viewer the destruction he did to the lives of those around him. Of course, you notice his bad habits, questionable relationships, and manipulative treatment early on, but some of it can be written off as harmless or excusable perhaps in one-off circumstances. The habitual nature of such actions and the unstable nature of BoJack, however, portray him more and more as a sort of black hole as the show progresses. This can be true of many struggling people in real life, as they may not realize or fathom truly how many people were hurt by their actions until long after the fact, or often until they get met with hefty consequences. Despite his struggles, BoJack's heart and occasional compassion are sporadically highlighted throughout the show, giving us a glimpse into the man, or horse, that he could be and likely wants to be deep down. However, many factors contribute to him not making enough changes to be a good guy, and it's up to the audience and the characters around him in the show as to when it's time to move on and or stop making excuses for him. One poignant note about the show comes to life in the last episode. The people he cared about were better off and altogether happier without him. Princess Carolyn, Diane, and even Todd seem to be in a better place than ever, and it's no coincidence that it comes at a time when BoJack has little to no involvement in their lives anymore. BoJack's character is an honest portrayal of mental illness and growth. What truly sets BoJack apart is how honestly the show portrays his inner turmoil. His depression is not just a plot device, it's a constant, heavy presence. The show explores therapy, relapse, childhood trauma, and the long road to self-awareness. BoJack doesn't become a better person in a single episode or even by the series finale. His progress is halting and painful, filled with backslides and realizations. And most importantly, BoJack Horseman dares to show that change doesn't guarantee forgiveness or happy endings. Growth is portrayed as worthwhile, even if it's lonely and uncertain. And his growth, even if minor, does become apparent by the last few episodes of the show. The mostly mature, level-headed conversation that he has with Diane in the final episode is genuine and reflective. In this moment, and a few others as the show comes to a close, BoJack displays slightly better maturity, morals, and abilities to let things go. As mentioned earlier, growth isn't linear, and BoJack does have plenty of backslides, but there is quite a difference between his Season 1 arrogance and ignorance and what you see of him in the final episodes of Season 6, and I think that is more apparent with every rewatch. With all that said, one of the best and realest things about his character in this show is that he still paid the price for what he did, the decisions he made, and the destruction he caused. My last major point is that BoJack leaves behind a legacy of impact and reflection. BoJack's character invites viewers to reflect on their own morality, choices, and the nature of redemption. Few characters in television make audiences laugh one moment and cry the next with such authenticity. He's not just a character to be watched. He's one to be pondered, dissected, and discussed. His existence challenges viewers to consider whether people can truly change or whether some actions can be forgiven. These aren't easy questions, and BoJack never gives easy answers. This reality is what brings me to my next conclusion, which is that BoJack Horseman, the show and the character, isn't for everyone. Because yes, this show doesn't give conclusions that are easy to digest. It isn't the type of show that will be wrapped up after 30 minutes in a nice bow, making you think everything is going to be okay. This concept is also internally highlighted within BoJack Horseman as well, which is actually quite clever. There's a juxtaposition between the TV show BoJack used to star in, Horsin' Around, and the TV show now being made about him. The main actor of the show, Horsin' Around, which of course is BoJack, plays a character that is able to find peace, happiness, and resolution at the end of every episode. The show we know, BoJack Horseman on Netflix, follows that same person but sheds him in a completely different and more realistic light. It's almost like Horsin' Around is a microcosm of the message BoJack Horseman attempts to subvert within the show itself. So yeah, it's a bit heady and it's not for everyone, but my oh my, it is certainly the perfect show with the perfect main character for me. I could talk about BoJack forever, and I may do an even deeper dive in the future, but really right now I just wanted to give you an overview as to what makes his character in this show so special. So to conclude, BoJack Horseman is the greatest fictional television character in my opinion, and it's not because he's likable, heroic, or inspiring in a traditional sense, but because he is real in the most uncomfortable and necessary ways. He embodies the contradictions of the human experience: self-loathing and ego, cruelty and compassion, failure and perseverance. In a medium like television that's often dominated by idealized personas and redemptive fantasies, BoJack is a jarringly honest depiction of a broken person trying to be better, and sometimes failing. And in that, for me, he becomes unforgettable. Thank you so much to everyone for watching, and if I didn't make it clear enough in this video, I highly recommend that you watch BoJack Horseman, even though, like I said, it might not be for everyone, but it will make you laugh, it will definitely make you cry, and it will make you think. This is Ty the TV Guy signing off. Peace.